Today we're going to go over one of our most requested workflows for Clio customers. It is how to generate a report and have it emailed to you on a set cadence, on a schedule. We'll just jump right into it. So once you open up the editor mode, this is like creating a fresh workflow. You'll go into the app and you'll set up your trigger, which is going to be a schedule. So just going to run this thing every X number of minutes, and just for the sake of this demo, we'll just have this clocking at every 60 minutes, every 1 hour we'll send it. But you can schedule it to run every Thursday at a specific time, or every Monday at 5 a.m. or 8 a.m. or whatever time that fits your needs. Our builder is flexible enough to handle that. So I got my trigger set up, which is the scheduler to run every 60 minutes, every 1 hour. So that was painless. And now we'll go into Clio and we're going to authenticate our account. If you don't already have an authenticated Clio account, you just click on Add New right here and a pop-up will happen and it'll ask you to sign into Clio. And then you'll authorize workload to make requests upon your behalf. So here's the action setup. So we're going to create a new report. We're going to hit Next. And you can customize this to your needs. For us, we're just going to run a CSV report. The kind is going to be revenue. But if you review the API documentation, you can see all the different options available and how you can customize this for specific start dates or filter it by a year. So you can filter it to just a specific client ID if you wanted to. So we'll save this and test it. And there we go. Now we have this report ID. So this ID is pretty important. So we're going to use it in the next step, and you'll see how that happens. So we're going to save that step. Now what we're going to do is send an email to ourselves. So send an outbound email. I'm going to click Next. So I'm going to send this to workload.co@gmail.com. This is like our catch-all spam filter. Subject is going to be, we'll call this the weekly revenue report for Clio. And the message, we'll get to the message here in a second, but here's all the other options that you can have in here. You can set the from name, so we'll set it to like, Brian's law firm. Reply to is a field where if someone were to reply to the automated email that they received, it would go to workloads, basically our notification inbox that never gets checked. So what you want to do is set the reply to an email that you own, that you can control if someone were to reply to it. Okay, so if you've ever created a report in Clio's user interface before, you'll see that up in the toolbar after your report loads, you'll see that up here in the URL bar that your URL looks something a lot like this. So it has these query string parameters that come after the URL. So what's important is the number here between this % and that letter F right there. So basically this number right here is what the unique ID of that report is. So what we're going to do is come here, and for our message we're going to say, we're just going to paste in this report, and then we're going to delete this little section here between the % and the F. And what we're going to do then is move the cursor back, and then we're going to grab that ID from step number 2, from creating the report. So you grab that ID, you can see now it inserts it into the right place, and then we'll save and continue and test this action. And there we can see the output of our email. So that means it was a success, it went through. And if we go into our inbox here, we should see that this new email came through. So let's just reload. And there it is right there, workload automation, weekly revenue report for Clio. And if we go and click on this link, what should happen is it loads up the Clio UI, and then it prompts us to download the Excel report, or the CSV file. And so there's our report. I'll open it. And there it is. So now you can see this beautiful report here gets generated automatically. So now in this example workflow, I'm going to be sent this email every single hour if I were to actually go in here and activate this, but I'm not going to. But you get the idea of how it works. So.